Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Today we'll be covering the data basics, especially in the tech field and data science, data analytics field. So what is data? Data is any fact, figures, any observations, anything you see around you, a book you read, a music video you watch, a social media interaction, or feedback you put in, a product that you purchased. Everything is data. Basically, it's detail of anything and everything surrounding you. Why is data important? We know that data is initially in a raw form. It doesn't particularly give us any insights or any kind of descriptive uh, analytics or any kind of organized information. So for that, we analyze and process the raw data and then gather meaningful insights, and it helps us make better decisions. Now let's take now let's take an example of a person. Let's say just this person, a customer. He has a name, he has an age, and he has a location, he has an address. So his name is Sam. He's 20 years old and he lives in New York City. That's the data of that person. So let's say he buys a laptop, right? He buys a laptop from a store, and laptop is an entity, and this entity also has certain name, model, and price. In this scenario, the name, model, and price of laptop is also data. This is just an example of how it works in an e-commerce site or any online store. There are very many examples that you can take of data, like music, videos we watch, books we read, documents we read. So basically, data is everywhere, and it is very important that we analyze the data in a proper format. The application of data, it is in every domain of our life, be it healthcare, be it banking, be it social media, be it any IoT devices, be it any AI applications, be it any social media sites. Data is everywhere around us. It actually encapsulates every domain. As you can see in the diagram, every domain there is data. So it is very important to know data inside out to make the most out of it. Another thing, AI, artificial intelligence, the wildfire in today's time, it is not it is nothing actually without proper data. It is powered by data. If we don't have any data, if we don't have clean data, then AI is basically nothing. So that's how we know how important the data is. Similarly, there are different types of data. It ranges from structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data. Similarly, we can also um, categorize it based on the type it is, like qualitative data, basically text, strings, books, and quantitative data, the numerical value, something measurable, something to do with number. So here we'll talk about those 5 types of data in detail. Let's talk about structured data. So structured data is the data which is in a predefined format. It is organized, it is not messy, it is easy to understand by giving one glance. We can take an example of a spreadsheet. It contains several information like ID, name, location, revenue, price, and all those things, all those details. Spreadsheets, relational database. So let's consider a table, right? So in this table, we have three columns: ID, name, and location. And we have one ID named Sam, whose location is New York, and another ID John, whose location is KTM, Kathmandu. So this is a table. It is a table in a spreadsheet. It can be any relational database. So we can see it has several rows and several columns. In this scenario, we have three columns. So columns store the uh, information about what entity it is, like ID, name, location. And the other one is unstructured data. Unstructured data is not organized like the table we saw earlier. It is messy and not organized. It doesn't have any particular format. Basically, it has been widespread today because of the big data that has been uh, in evolution due to the rise in social media and technology and AI. So some of the unstructured data formats are PDF documents, emails, images, videos. As you can make sense of it that they don't have any format. The other one is semi-structured format. Semi-structured is basically the combination of structured and unstructured. It lies in between the two. It is not too formatted or too defined or structured like the tables or spreadsheets or relational database. However, they follow certain uh, blueprint or certain structure which can be easy to read and which can be easy to use in our day-to-day life, or at least in technology and database and data science. You may have heard of JSON files, XML files, and sensor data log files. Those are, of course, they are not as structured and as readable as the tables, but they are very important and useful, especially in NoSQL databases. Similarly, the other type is qualitative data. Let's talk about qualitative data here. So anything descriptive, anything that describes a product, a person, or and any entity, right? The color of the bag, the description of any product. These are non-numerical. Basically, it means that the data is a string of text or a string of alphabets. Like some of the examples are product name, description, reviews we provide in the online sites. These are all qualitative data. In recent times, we can use this data in NLP, LLMs, because those are all natural language, based on natural language. So we can say more or less qualitative data can be used on that. The other one is, of course, quantitative data. By name itself, we can make it out that it's something numerical and something measurable. Some of the examples of quantitative data are the age of a person, the price of any product, I mean, the temperature of anything. It could be anything. revenue of any company, and so on. So yeah, these are the types of data. The other one is